Hey folks, it's been a beautiful day. It must have been in the 80s, and tomorrow is supposed to be in the 90s, folks. So that's good. Then we're going to get a day or day and a half of rain. You know, not too long ago I was complaining about I couldn't get in my garden because it was so wet. Now it's dry. Now I'm going to like the rain that's coming. So, welcome back. I haven't got on to try to figure out my YouTube password, so I'm able to make another video. Now I am up in my garden tonight because there is a nice breeze and it keeps some of the black flies away. Some. You know, there's a lot of talk. The new thing going around is about the baby food, right? And I just got done watching Travis from the Prepared Homestead, and I'm going to mention him in this video because I've been watching him for a while and I like him. I think he's very genuine. So, you know, he just did a video on, he touched on it, on an EMP, right? That got me thinking, if, it was, like he said, Iran and North Korea, they were always saying death to America, right? They just don't like this country. So, folks, we've heard them say death to America, right, in their chants. Our country is not saying death to America, but they might as well be, right? Because everything they are doing is not good for us at all. It's just not good for us at all. I don't have to go into it. The prices, the whole thing here, right? And they can blame it on Russia all they want, but it's us here that are destroying our country, folks. It's us here. Now you can go even further than that, and I know it's going around in all these other countries. There's a handful of people that all around the world that are just doing their thing, right? And whether you believe in the New World Order or not, somebody's pulling the string. Somebody has an agenda worldwide, right? So I'm not going to get into that. But, it was shame on North Korea and shame on Iran for saying death to America. Well, even though this country isn't saying it, they might as well be, right? So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So, like I said, I'm up in part of my garden. Let's see. I got the monster trellis there, and I guess you can see part of my compost bin, one of my compost setups. I'm a big composter, folks. You work hard to make compost. If you want it, the sped up version, right, is a lot, well, for me, because of how I live, I haul everything manually, right? It's either in an 8 cubic wheelbarrow or 5-gallon buckets. That's how I haul things from water to grain to compost to dirt. So that monster trellis behind me is going to be for my pole beans and my achocha, and eventually I'll put my hops over there as well, so I'll space my hops out so they can spread around. So the achocha is seasonal here, and pole beans are too, right? So I can plant year by year. But that is a monster trellis. Those 2x2s are 12, 14, and 16 feet long. so that makes a pretty good size area inside. Now I'm going to plant from the east, north, and west side of that trellis, so the sun can come in from the south on the back side. And eventually I'll probably spread my hops over there, so in the summertime when it gets hot I can just go in there and sit in a chair and get out of the sun while I'm working in my garden. Make it a growing teepee, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to make it short. I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. I've been in my garden. I'm pounding sod. The sun today really dried the sod out enough so I can get a lot of the dirt out, so I can take the sod clumps, the grass, and the roots and put it in my compost over there. And tomorrow, since we're going to get rain Sunday and Monday, what I will do is put my potatoes in. And a lot of you are interested in knowing how I grow my potatoes in sawdust. So tomorrow what I will do is I will show you how I start the potatoes, and then throughout the season I will show you how I hoe up and what I do with the sawdust for the potatoes to get a really nice yield of potatoes, and nice size too, folks. Okay. Now this year I am planting. I always plant Pontiac Reds. They're my absolute favorites. Maine is known for Kennebec potatoes, and I thought I would plant some russet potatoes this year. So, and what I do, I don't live without an oven or a cook stove. I use my wood stove, right? So russets are really nice baked, so you just roll them up in tin foil and put them on your stove and just keep turning it, right? And then it'll bake it on top of the stove, folks. So that's in line for tomorrow. I have chosen Sunday to figure out my password, and if I can't figure out my password to my YouTube channel, I'm just going to have to start another channel, folks. That's just all there is to it. So, yeah, if you get on YouTube, write your password down, especially if you want to monetize. Just putting that out there, folks. Don't do what I did. Write your password down and throw the piece of paper away. Don't do that. So, okay, the wind has calmed down a little bit and the black flies are horrible. So I am going to go in, load this up. Everything is all taken care of. I put fresh water out for the birds in their run, and I filled their kiddie pool up with fresh water. So they're all done. I didn't get a goose egg today. I've been getting one a day for, I don't know, probably a week. I thought they had stopped laying, but at least one is still laying. So maybe tomorrow while I'm out here showing you the potato planting, maybe I'll take you on a tour of my garden. Now, my garden is nothing special, right? It's nothing special. It used to be all woods here, and then it was turned into a chopping, so there are stumps everywhere. And I made my garden out of a woods chopping. So, and I want to remind you that when I removed all the brush that was in here, it was all clay underneath because they stripped the soil, right? They stripped the soil, so I have to make my soil. But that's okay, I'm getting really good at making my soil. So then I laid tarp down so I wouldn't slip and slide on the wet clay. And so you're gonna see buckets everywhere. I took apart a lot of raised beds, so you're gonna see stacks of lumber. that were around my raised beds, and I'm going to utilize them because I'm going to put some more beds out of the garden area up by my house. So I'll give you a small tour of my setup and what my plans are in the future for my garden, and we'll go from there. All right, so y'all have a good night. Thank you for coming back, and check out the Prepared Homestead. I'll put a link to his channel underneath this video. Check him out. If you don't know who he is, he appears to be a super nice guy, very genuine. I really enjoy watching him, and I've got to admit, I'm not a dedicated follower. I'm not a dedicated follower to many channels. I catch them when I catch them, and I go from there, right? But I like how he thinks. I like how he lives. I like his way of helping those around you. I really like that, and his genuine ways. I think he's genuine, folks. So anyway, the black flies like my eyes tonight, and they like my ears. I haven't swallowed one yet, folks, so I'm going to stop talking before that happens. So have a good night. Thank you for coming back, and we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Thank you.